A very good morning, student. Once again, I welcome you all for the online lecture series on remote sensing and GIS. So, till now, we have covered the introduction and overview part of the remote sensing and GIS course. And in this lecture, we'll starting a new lecture, and this lecture will be basis of remote sensing. Okay. In the lecture one, it was divided into part one, part two, and part three. Similarly, the lecture number two will be also divided as per the requirements of the length of the video. So this lecture basically describes about the basis of the remote sensing. Okay, so the contents of this lecture will be as follows. One by one, I will go to all the slides and will describe you all the content which has been mentioned in this the contents of the lecture. Hope you all have watched my previous lecture, that is part one, part two, and part three, because this lecture is basically associated or linked with that lecture number one, part two, and part three, respectively. If you have a detailed information about that those lectures, you can easily connect this lecture with those lecture, and it will be easy for me to define these technical terms, and it will be easy for you to grab all these technical terms. Okay, so let's start today lecture. So we'll start with the uh, image part. So before starting the lecture, I will switch off my camera and will share the screen in the full mode so that you all can easily enjoy this lecture, right? So this is actually in continuation of my first lecture. Today, first of all, I will cover the basis of remote sensing. So before I start, let us briefly go through what I have covered in the last previous three lectures, that is part one, part two, and part three. So in the last lectures, I have covered what do you mean by image, and that we have already covered in the last lecture. So here there are two images, right? Here there are two images. Here you can see the two images. So the left hand side image, which is this one, okay? This one, this is analog image, okay? This is analog image, and whereas the right hand side, which is a digital image. So left one is analog image and right hand side is the digital image. So analog images can be produced using a paper, pen, or color pencil, whereas the digital images can be captured using camera. So nowadays this is very popular. Anybody holding a DSLR or normal camera or even a mobile phone, to which you can easily capture an object, and now in remote sensing we always refer to sensors. इतना बात आपको clear होगा. So here this is an one example of space-borne satellite. Here there is one of the example of space-borne satellite, where it has various sensors, and those sensors are sensitive in different wavelength region, and then they generate images, and those images are basically a number. Here you can see those images are basically a number, right? So if you zoom any image, even if you zoom this image also, if you zoom this image or this image, if you zoom any of the image, you will find small pixels, small square boxes, check boxes. So if you zoom, you will find those pixels are growing bigger and bigger. So those pixels which is referred in remote sensing are nothing but are the digital number. So just for the visualization purpose, we have assigned some of the color to those number, okay, based on their intensity, and we could able to see the images. And here this is the fundamental of interaction, fundamental of the interaction of the light with the matter. So here you can see this particular incident light, here it is your incident light is falling on the surface, and then which is getting reflected, emitted, absorbed, transmitted, or scattered. So this is the fundamental of remote sensing, how we capture these images. I guess this is very clear to you all. This was a recap to my previous lecture. Okay. Now moving towards the next slide, that will be also a recap. Now, if you consider a flight or a sensor which is basically involved in remote sensing, so here you can see this particular space-borne satellite. Okay, here you can see a space-borne satellite. It is a space-borne satellite, or here you can also imagine a spacecraft or an aeroplane which is having several cameras. So it is not necessary that one satellite is carrying only one or two sensors. It can have many sensors acting in different wavelength regions. So here you can see this is the enhanced view of the satellite. यहाँ पे ये जो है ये enhanced view है satellite का, ठीक है, ये एक enhanced view है. This here it is an enhanced view of the satellite. Okay, so here you can find many sensors are attached. Okay, so these sensors are basically a group of detectors which can image the area. वो क्या करेगा? That will image the area. So if you see the next enhanced version or the zoomed version, so here you can see there is the array. Here you can see it is an array of the detectors which are sensitive in a particular wavelength region, and one detector is looking at only one pixel. So remember in the image I told you one pixel is basically, एक पिक्सल का मतलब क्या था? One pixel is basically one square box. Okay, so that is basically generated or acquired by a single dictator. एक पिक्सल मतलब एक स्क्वायर बॉक्स, और वो एक सिंगल डिक्टेटर से एक्वायर किया गया हो या जनरेट किया हो गया हो. So now this, अब उसके बाद I told you about the angle. This is known as the angle which is actually capable of generating an image. This is called IFOV. ठीक है, ये आपका IFOV, and FOV is for the whole image. FOV is of field of view is for the whole image. So here you can see based on this height, if based on this height or the altitude of the sensor and the field of view, or in this case IFB, can be used to calculate what is the size of the pixel on the ground. ये क्या define करेगा? What is the size of the pixel on the ground? ठीक है, IFB and FOV, and if we know the height between FOV and IFOV, then we can easily define that what is the size of the pixel on the ground. So this is basically how much area one dictator is looking at the ground and is getting converted, you know, in a number. इसको फिर हम क्या करते हैं? एक number में convert करते हैं. So whatever energy is coming from different portion of this pixel will get averaged, and you will get a single value, and subsequently these pixels are arranged in a particular manner, and then we could able to see the images. Okay, so this was all covered in my previous lecture. I've also covered this part in my previous lecture, that sun is our source of energy and which is illuminating our surface, and then which is getting reflected, and here you have three different phenomena which is happening. So if we talk about this reflective domain, so in reflective domain basically we consider 0.4 to reflecting domain में हम क्या consider करते हैं? 0.4 to 0.4 to 2.5 micrometer. So this is the wavelength range where we can measure the reflected energy from the surface. ठीक है, इसका क्या range है? The range is your 0.4 0.4 to 2.5 micrometer. ठीक है. So this is the wavelength range where we can measure the reflected energy from the surface. Next one में क्या है, which is known as thermal domain, right? This is your thermal domain. So in thermal domain, the wavelength start from 3 to 16 micrometer, 3 to 16 micrometer, and we measure the emitted energy from the target. And here in this one, so this is microwave domain. So here we illuminate the surface or sun is already there. So in case if you are doing passive remote sensing, then sun is our source, and what will be illuminating our surface, and the microwave energies which are falling on this surface, that will get back scattered, and those back scattered energy will be received by this satellite. So this is fundamental of this energy and target interaction. ठीक है. And also we have covered the resolution part. ठीक है. So briefly let us go through it. So spatial resolution क्या था? Spatial resolution basically it defines the size of the pixel in your image. ठीक है. Spatial resolution it defines the size of the pixel in your image. So if the pixel of your image covers large area on the ground, that means that is low spatial resolution data. If a pixel on the ground surface covers a smaller area, that means that is high spatial resolution image. So in this case, this is high spatial resolution, this is low spatial resolution, right? उसके बाद क्या था, जैसे ये high spatial है, ये low spatial resolution. The next one was your spectral resolution. Here you can see there are 5 bands, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There are 5 bands, and here you can have n number of bands. So how do we define spectral resolution? First of all, we have to see how much bands or how much images have been captured in a particular wavelength range. So let us start from 0.4 to 2.5 micrometer, and considering it has only 5 bands, which is here. Okay. So the number of band and what is the bandwidth of each image. So that means the first image has been generated using 0.4 to 0.5 micrometer wavelength energy. So this is the first image, and the second image has been generated using 0.5 to 0.6 micrometer. The third one is 0.6 to 0.7, and then 0.7 to maybe 1 micrometer. Then the last one may be 1 to 1.5 micrometer. So we have only few bands in 0.4 to 2.5 micrometer wavelength range. Whereas in this one, which is hyperspectral, ये आपका जो hyperspectral है H, this is your hyperspectral image where you have more number of bands, and bandwidth will be maybe let us say 10 nanometer to 15 nanometer. So in this case, this is high spectral resolution example, and this is low spatial resolution example. Then radiometric resolution. So in the radiometric resolution, we always define the capability of the sensor to resolve the incoming radiation in how many levels. So suppose if the light is falling on my eyes and I can see only 2 sets of color, then that means my eyes are having very less resolution, less radiometric resolution. But in case if I have high radiometric resolution or my camera, then I will be able to resolve many gray colors in between black and white. So here this is one example where you have 1 bit data. This will be like polygon image, either 0 or 1, so either bright or dark. Whereas the next one of the same area where you have 4 bit data, you can see many more details. And the last one is temporal resolution, where ये आपका temporal resolution था, ठीक है. Temporal resolution where we see whether my satellite is having capability of revisiting this area in 1 day, 2 day, 4 day, or 10 days, or maybe after a year. So the repeatability of the satellite to acquire these images of the same area in the same time, it means it is all comes under temporal images. Okay. So now moving towards the next slide, satellite images. Here are few of the example of satellite images. So this you can find easily in the Google. ये satellite images आप easily Google पे find कर सकते हैं. You just simply write the sensor name and the sample data, and you can always access to all the sample images. So here first one is OLI band. यहाँ पे पहला ये OLI band. Right hand side is Aster satellite, Aster image, where you can see some glaciers, and this is the example of IKONAOS data. Okay. Then we have one example of IKONS image. This is also a satellite image. There is one more example. This is example of microwave. So the microwave remote sensing information is coming to us through the back scattered energy. So information will be completely different from our visible infrared or thermal data. That you will understand slowly once you cover this whole course. Okay. Another example also. This is of IKONS, IKONOS, and IKONOS and Sentinel. Okay. Other example also is there. One more example is there, is of GeoEye. So first one is JPEG. Okay, GeoEye 1. This is example of GeoEye 1. So after this, now we have to know what are the digital image file formats. So the next is TIFF or GOEF, then MRSID. Here you can see the first one is TIF, GOTIF, then is your MRSID, then PNG, portable network graphic, SDF, hierarchical data format, and ASCIL, that is American Standard Code for Information Interchange. So remember, ASCIL is also a file format in which you can save your image, but here the visualization will be only in the number form. So you can save all your digital number, DN values acquired by your sensor, and then subsequently you can import this in VACLab or C or maybe other remote sensing software, or you can always see your image. But how to save this acquired number in file? Because normally when we capture our image to our normal camera or maybe mobile phone, you get one file, or that is, let us say 0.4 to maybe 2.5 micrometer or 1.5 micrometer. But here in remote sensing, we acquired within this range, we acquired multiple of band. Remember, band means, band का मतलब क्या है? यहाँ जो band मैं बार बार बोल रहा हूँ, band means different wavelengths are used to generate separate images. So here for 0.4 to 2.5 micrometer, 2.5 micrometer, 2.5 micrometer, you may have 10 bands or 10 images. So how to save them together in a single file? But before that, let us understand what are these bands, right? तो पहले तो हमको ये समझना पड़ेगा कि ये band क्या है. उसके लिए we have to jump towards our next slide, which will define what are different bands. So the first band acquired by the sensor, which is sensitive in blue wavelength, that means 0.4 to 0.5 micrometer. So this image has been generated for the same area from the same sensor. The green wavelength has been used to generate the uh, next set of image and so on. So red, then NIR, and then SWR, and you can see the information which is there in blue wavelength is different. जो blue wavelength में है information, it is different from the red wavelength, different from NIR, and different from SWIR. Why it is so? ऐसा क्यों होता है? Because all the materials which are available on the surface does not matter whether it is Earth or any other planet. They have different sensitivity or different interaction process with the light, and that depends on their chemical composition. So it is important to study these objects in different wavelength and identify their composition. So this is how you will slowly understand what are the capabilities of remote sensing. It is not only for the visualizing the area, this is also for understanding the area and the objects. Okay. Now, after this bands, the next slide says about the digital image data format. So there are 4 different types of data format which we use to store our digital number. अब जब हमें डिजिटल नंबर के फॉर्मेट में इमेजेस मिलेंगे तो हमें डिजिटल नंबर स्टोर कैसे करेंगे, उसके डिफरेंट डेटा फॉर्मेट्स होते हैं. सो वेयर यू हैव 4, 5 और 6 बैंड. सो हियर आई विल यूज 3 बैंड एग्जांपल. मैं 3 बैंड एग्जांपल यूज करूंगा एंड आई विल शो यू हाउ दीज इमेजेस आर स्टोर्ड टुगेदर in band sequential data format, that is BSQ, band interleaved by line, that is BIL, and band interleaved by pixel, that is BIP. Okay, so for this let us jump to the next slide. So let us start with the first one, which is band sequential. Okay, the first one is your band sequential. So here you can have band 1, ठीक है, that means you have a matrix. यहाँ पे band 1 है हमारे पास matrix. Okay, and each value correspond to one digital number, and in image it is called pixel. Image में हम इसको pixel कहते हैं. So 1 pixel for this image is basically 1 DN value in your matrix, 1 DN value in your matrix, right? So likewise for band 2 also you have one matrix, and band 2 के लिए हमारे पास एक अलग matrix है, और band 3 के लिए you may also have one matrix. So different band के लिए we have different matrix. So in band sequential data for a single band for entire scene is written in one file, separate file for each band. So this is the most easiest. So you can generate one ASCIL file for this, one ASCL file for this, एक ASCL फाइल इसके लिए, एक ASCIL फाइल इसके लिए, और एक SCL फाइल इसके लिए, and then it is known as band sequential data format in which our data is same. ठीक है, so this is your the band sequential format. ठीक है, मतलब separate file for each band. आप easily देख सकते हो separate file for each band, band 1, band 2, band 3. ठीक है, मैट्रिक्स फॉर्म में है और वहां पे हम डिजिटल नंबर को मेंशन करते हैं. अब हमारे पास ये सबसे इजीएस्ट है. नेक्स्ट वन है हमारे पास बैंड इंटरलीव बाय लाइन. इसमें क्या होता है, वेयर डेटा फॉर ऑल द बैंड्स आर रिटन एज लाइन बाय लाइन ऑन द सेम फाइल. सो हियर अगेन फॉर 3 बैंड्स वी विल सी. ठीक है, हम बैंड 1, बैंड 2 और बैंड 3 तीनों के लिए देखेंगे. विल सी दिस इज द फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ फर्स्ट इमेज. ये फर्स्ट लाइन है, इसी में तीनों बैंड है, बैंड 1, बैंड 2 एंड बैंड 3. then first line of the second image and first line of the third image. So likewise here we have only 3 bands. So let us end here. Then second line of the first band, second line of the first band, फिर उसके बाद सेकेंड लाइन में ही बैंड 2 और उसके बाद बैंड 3. तो एक ही लाइन में बैंड 1 भी है, बैंड 2 भी है और बैंड 3 भी है. So likewise, so here we have only 3 bands. So let us end here. The second one, the second line of first band, second line of second band, and second line of third band. Then third line of the first band, okay, third line of the first band, okay, third line of the second band, and fourth line of the sorry, then the third line of the first band, third line of the second band, and third line of the third band. Okay, then fourth line of the first band, fourth line of the first band, okay, and in the same way fourth line of the second band, and in the same way fourth line of the third band. Okay, so band means image. So likewise, we save our data in single file using band interleave by line format. So now we have another, the next one, which is band interleave by pixel. अब हमारे पास एक है band interleave by pixel, that is BIP. So data for the pixel in all bands are written together. ठीक है, data for the pixel are together, written together. So here pixel wise, so first pixel of first band, first pixel of first band, first pixel of second band, and then first pixel of the third band, then second pixel of the first band, second pixel of the second band, second pixel of the third band. Likewise, we will complete this data. So here now we have understood like what is 3 different types of file format or data format in which we can save our remotely sensed images. In next slide, I will give you one of the example. So this is one of the example or exercise. So it is not like assignment. You can just try. So you can try writing all these band 1, band 2, and band 3 values in 3 different file formats. Okay. So this is how we save our images in remotely sensed, how we save remotely sensed images. So these was data formats. Now, other is your interaction of electromagnetic energy. Okay. So now interaction of electromagnetic energy with the matter. So utilize the remotely sensed image. Fundamental of energy interaction with object and sensor should be understood properly. So for that, let us start from the beginning. Energy is radiated from the source, that is from the sun. Okay, energy is radiated from the source. If we start from the beginning, in this case, we are always referring passive remote sensing. So sun is our source, which travel the vacuum of space, travel the vacuum of space with the speed of light, and then interacts with the Earth's atmosphere. Subsequently, interacts with the Earth's surface and gets reflected, scattered, or emitted in the different wavelength region. Now, next is reflected, scattered, or emitted energy again interacts with the Earth atmosphere. ठीक है, अब ये energy फिर से Earth atmosphere में interact करेगा and then reaches to the space-borne sensor where it interacts with various optical system fiber filter and detector, and subsequently it get recorded of our atmosphere. ठीक है, अब इसको एक्सप्लेन करने के लिए मैं आपको एक और स्लाइड दिखाऊंगा. ठीक है, इस केस में क्या है, सन इज आवर सोर्स विच irradiated our surface and in between clouds are there, atmosphere is there. ठीक है, एक बार सोर्स ने रेडिएट किया, उसके बाद क्लाउड जो है वो एटमॉस्फेयर में हमारे पास क्लाउड्स है. ठीक है, so it always interacts with them and then some of the energy comes directly to our surface and this is overall phenomena. So here you can see there are few energies which are interacting with the atmosphere, and here is your maybe gaseous molecule or maybe water vapor, and from there it gets directly reflected or emitted, and which is captured by by your sensor with the real data. So along with this information is always being recorded. This is known as path radiance. ठीक है, इसको हम path radiance बोलते हैं. This is known as path radiance. So there are error in your remotely sensed data because this is important to remove in order to accurately identify your material from space, because these are the extra energies which have been introduced by our atmosphere. Okay. So I guess these all are clear to you. Now, so till now in this lecture, we have covered so many parts, but what I will do here is I will stop here and will continue in the part 2 of this same lecture, because in order to avoid the the length of the video, what I am doing is I am just making the video for 30 minutes only, so that it is easy for you to uh, get the information about all the content. Okay, so we'll stop here and we'll again continue in the part number 2 of the same lecture. I hope you all are enjoying this one and you are getting all the information. So if you have any doubt, you can again write to me amkut495@bit.ac.in, and then also if you have any doubt, you can write directly in the comment box. I will be back to you all with the part 2 of the same lecture in the this tomorrow's lecture. Okay, so thank you. Have a nice day. I guess you all are safe and are staying at home in this pandemic. So enjoy this lecture in online mode only. Thank you, students, and thank you, listeners. Thank you so much.